Hi guys, happy Halloween. I have another wardrobe change here. We made a cake earlier and I was a ninja. And now we're going to make some stuffed chicken breasts. They're rolled stuffed chicken breasts. I have some thin sliced chicken breasts here and we're gonna roll them up with sun-dried tomatoes, fresh mozzarella and basil, and we'll put some salt and pepper on the inside, and then we're going to dust we'll roll them up, put some toothpicks in, and then dust the outside with some parmesan and some flour. So let's get started. This is gonna be super duper yummy. We'll cook them on the stove in a cast iron pan, get them nice and brown and crusty, and then we'll put them in the oven to finish up cooking. Yummy, I love this recipe. I've been making this forever too. I've been making pretty much everything you'll find on my website, amandadoesfood.com, and here on YouTube. I've been making these recipes forever. So we have some thin sliced breasts here. And you know what, I'm gonna take them out, but before I get my hands all dirty, I wanna show you what we're going to do. So I have some Parmesan cheese that I've already grated here, very, very fine with my microplane, but you can use your cheese grater as well, just use the really fine part. And we're going to put about 1/3 of a cup of flour in there. We're only going to dredge it in this Parmesan flour mixture. That will give it a nice, like toasty kind of crust, but without getting like really being breaded. Okay, so we have that. I mixed it all together with my fingers. And then over here, let me wipe my hands off. Over here, I have whenever I'm working with raw chicken or raw meats, I always put a plastic cutting board on top of my wooden cutting board. And I get all my ingredients all set up so I don't have to wash my hands in between different steps. So in here I have a mixture of salt and pepper that I'm going to use for my chicken. And then when I'm done with it, the rest goes in the trash. And I have my sun-dried tomatoes here. I'm gonna lay these out so that I don't have to worry about, I just put something in the chicken, like my cheese in the chicken, and now I have to wash my hands because now I'm going into a jar. So I took a few out. I think that's about enough. We have 4 chicken breasts. Let me wipe my hands. I love sun-dried tomatoes. They're super duper chewy and they're really yummy. But if you don't like sun-dried tomatoes, you could use black olives, not black olives, Kalamata olives, or any cocktail olive, like a green olive or a mixture of them. And over here, I have my fresh mozzarella. I'm gonna take that out and I'm gonna cut this oh gosh, are we gonna use this whole thing? I'm gonna cut it in half right now. And if we need more, we have more. So we'll set that aside. Let's see, what are we gonna need? I like to break my mozzarella. You know what, let's be crazy and let's add the whole thing. Let's get it nice and cheesy. I like it when the cheese oozes out on the pan and it gets super toasty. I like that contrast of flavor and texture and color. I'm all about texture, color, flavor, and one ingredient, if you cook it in different ways, can give you a lot of different textures. So I really like that. All right, so we've got all of our messy ingredients. Now we can get our hands dirty. I bought thin sliced breasts. You can slice them if you want yourself, or you can pound them out. Sometimes I pound them out too if I really want it and I only have large chicken breasts, like large chicken breast halves, then I'll pound them out myself. Let's season them all up on the inside and the outside. So let's flip this one over, flip this one over. You did not get enough on the inside, but now you did. We'll flip you over. And let's season the outside now. This is gonna be yummy. And this technique, just rolling your chicken breasts with different ingredients, you could do with anything. You could do it with ham and cheese, you can do it with turkey and cheddar, you can do it with anything, honestly. ricotta cheese and spinach, cheddar and broccoli. Actually, I do actually have a recipe for cauliflower and sharp white cheddar, which I'm going to be making very soon. That will be one of my videos that you'll find on my YouTube channel and the recipe on my website. Okay, so we've got our sun-dried tomatoes. We took out the perfect amount. Okay. You want them, the thinner part, the little tips of the chicken breast, those are going to be at the end. So you want really to kind of focus your ingredients towards the back end, the thicker end, so when we roll it, we can stick a toothpick in the thinner end. I'll show you. All right, let's get our mozzarella cheese on here. We're just kind of spreading it out all over. Again, this is very rustic, so nothing has to be precise. That's probably why I like cooking more than I like baking, because I feel like, and I know that a lot of bakers are going to disagree with me, but I feel like there's a lot of room for creativity when you are, when you're cooking. Like it's not an exact science. Baking a lot of times is an exact science. You really have to get your measurements right. And sometimes I'm not that good at that when I'm cooking. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that will be good. So here we go. We spread it all out. And now we're gonna roll it all up. Let's press them down. The cheese is going to ooze out on the pan, but honestly, truly, really and truly, I like that. All right, so we've got that. Uh-oh, I did not take out toothpicks before I got my hands dirty. Amanda, there we go. Now we have plenty of toothpicks. All right. Just gonna stick 2 toothpicks in here. Try to get it smushed in as much as you can. Oh, you know what? We forgot the basil. I have my basil plant over here, and so I actually do have to wash my hands. All right. Just give me 1 minute. Alrighty. Hands are clean and washed. Now let's touch my basil plant with the beautiful basil. Come here, you beautiful basil plant. All right. Let's get some leaves in here. We can leave them whole. Don't even have to chop them. I love basil. I say this all the time. It reminds me of summer. And I love the colors too. The color contrast of these ingredients is really, really yummy. So I have my giant cast iron skillet over on the stove. It's preheating, and then we'll just sear these up really quickly and then finish them off in a 425-degree oven. It's going to be yummy. We're not trick-or-treating tonight. Nobody is really, so this will be perfect for dinner. All right, let's get this all rolled up now. As tight as you can without being obsessive about it. Get our 2 toothpicks in. Okay, there's one. Let's get the other one over here. We may have used a little too much mozzarella. Okay, there's the next one. And actually the browning process with the flour and the Parmesan will actually help them kind of stay together. Okay, let's get our next one. Don't be afraid to get in there. And I'm gonna stuff this one Get back in there, you sillies. Okay, and then we'll work on our last one. And then I'll show you how I just put them in the flour and the Parmesan. I always get a little bit excited when I'm stuffing my chicken breasts. I always overdo it a little bit. Okay, this one's perfect. I wonder, I have 2 tiny pieces of mozzarella. Let's see if we can get it in there. Yep, I did it. Okay, now let me bring this up to the cutting board so you can see. We're just gonna dredge it all over, get it nice and coated. Gonna squish it in there. All right, shake off any excess flour. And we'll do the next one. And my hot pan is waiting for me. Shake off the excess flour. This dinner really comes together very quickly too. And because you can use really any kind of ingredients that you want, you can look in your pantry and go, what do I have? It's perfect. I love doing that. I do that all the time, actually. All right, I'm going to take you over to the stove now and show you how I get this together and get it into the oven. Okay guys, it's time to flip our chicken. So let me bring the camera down and show you what we got. Nice and crispy and yummy. And we'll let this side kind of cook. I have a little basil leaf right there. And we'll let this side fry up. And kind of look exactly the same way as this side. I'll do all sides. Each side takes about 3 to 5 minutes. And then our oven is preheating. And I will pop this into the oven and have it cook for about another 10 minutes or so. It's at 425. And then I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. All right, so our chicken is looking really, really good. It's nice and toasty on all sides. I want to show you what it looks like. Now we have a few pieces of cheese here that are pretty crusty. You can just take those out. It smells really good. It smells like a pizza place in here. It really does. Okay, so let's get those all laid back down. You see the cheese oozing out. It's so yummy. And we're just going to hit this with our favorite jarred tomato sauce, or you can use tomato sauce, just pure tomatoes. Just put it all around. It's deglazing, and then it's also a nice flavor addition. And now we're going to put this in our oven. We'll put this in our 425-degree oven. It's already been, preheating for us, and it's ready for us to go. So I'll put this in our oven, and then I'll show you exactly what it looks like when it comes out. Hey guys, so my chicken is done. It was in the oven for about 10 minutes at a 425-degree oven. So let me show you how I finish this off. Let me grab my olive oil. And I'm just gonna give it a nice drizzle, especially over the chicken, just to give it a little moisture. And then we're going to grate some Parmesan cheese over the top, especially over our chicken. And it's super hot and bubbly. I'll take a picture of it and put it at the end of my video so you can see exactly what it looks like. But the mozzarella cheese kind of came out and like oozed out a little bit, and so there's pieces of mozzarella. I mean, it smells like a pizza place in here. It smells super duper good. Okay, so we need my basil plant. And we're just gonna tear some basil over the top, just for flavor, but also for color and garnish. It just looks prettier that way. I always talk about, you know, color, textures, contrast in those things, what works together. And when I'm putting basil over the top at the end of something, I usually tear it. I think it looks really pretty and rustic that way. Okay, so this is done. And I can smell the basil when it hits the heat. So this is done. Let me see if I can try and give you guys a little glimpse of this. And it's so beautiful. And really, it was one pan, right? And it was really fast. So I'll take pictures and I'll post it on YouTube on this channel. And please subscribe.